Hey guys, welcome back to Anime Gossips. This is my recap for the anime I Was Reincarnated as the Seventh Prince. The story begins with a boy who seems to be in trouble. Crows are flying above his head, and a group of people standing in front of him are laughing. The leader of the group asks the boy to use his magic as a gift to save his life. The boy uses his magic and tries to attack the leader with a fireball, but it doesn't do any damage. They start laughing at him again, saying this is the most that a commoner can do. The leader tells him that the great father of sorcery has said that for a magic user, it becomes important to have blood relation, talent, and focus to be strong. He asks him not to misunderstand him. For a magic user, effort should be the first priority. But magic will never shine for a commoner like him. He uses his magic and attacks the boy. The attack strikes, and he starts screaming so loud that crows fly away and everything is disturbed. He starts burning, but suddenly realizes that magic is so powerful, which can only be used by a gifted noble. He feels it is so hot, painful, and surprisingly beautiful as well. He finds it amazing. As he turns into ashes, he thinks if he has a wish, then he wants to learn and master the magic. Elsewhere, a baby opens his eyes and sees some maids standing in front of him. He gets confused and starts asking himself where he is, and who these giants are. He thinks they are the enemy and tries to defend himself with fireball magic. He then realizes that his hands are smaller, but manages to strike a powerful fireball attack on the roof, causing serious damage. Meanwhile, people standing outside the castle see the fireworks and start celebrating. A kid starts running with joy, saying that it's a great day as it's the birth of Prince Lloyd, the Saloon Kingdom's seventh prince. Back in the castle, the maids standing around Lloyd seem surprised by the fireball attack, which breaks the roof of the castle. Lloyd smiles while smoke comes from his finger, as a small magic does so much destruction. After some years, peace and happiness spread throughout the kingdom. People are happily doing business and walking around. Back in the castle, maids are searching for Lloyd everywhere. They decide to go in another direction to search for the prince. Meanwhile, Lloyd is hiding behind a statue and finds that the maids are gone. He starts running in the opposite direction where he is stopped by two men. Lloyd asks them to keep silent and not to tell the maids that they saw him. They agree with Lloyd and ask him to join them in hunting to experience some royal things. However, Lloyd runs away from there. One of them asks why they need his favor as the seventh prince will not be able to get the crown. His senior replies that he is not like others. He started speaking shortly after birth. He reads spell books instead of picture books like others. Also, he refuses breast milk like the way any gentleman would. And more than that, he thinks Prince Lloyd is the reincarnation of the great sage William Bordeaux. But his friend tells him it's ridiculous as he is the reincarnation of a great sage. Meanwhile, Lloyd runs downstairs and says he's right that he is someone reincarnated, as he was just a commoner in his past life. Elsewhere, maids are searching for him and asking him to come out. But Lloyd is busy thinking about why his past memories are still intact, and wonders why he was born as the seventh son of the royal family. He refuses to care about these things and follows the same philosophy he did in his past life, finding out how awesome magic can be in the palace. He enters a library and is amazed by the magic books collection, thinking it would have all magic information. He pulls out a book, but Silfa catches him from behind. Silfa and Lloyd then engage in sword fighting. Lloyd stops and asks why he needs to learn sword fights as he is the seventh prince, and far away from getting the throne. Silfa replies that it's important for Lloyd to learn handling swords as a member of the royal family. 3 years ago, she was in charge of teaching him, and now this has become the purpose of her life. Lloyd understands that if he doesn't show any good results to Silfa, she will make him practice until evening. They start practicing again, and this time Silfa praises his moves. Lloyd observes how Silfa attacks, so he starts using control-type magic, in which he can trace all of Silfa's moves. It's like fighting a mirror image of her. In other words, he is cheating, because he wants to go and read. But Lloyd keeps losing against her attacks. He finds that her stamina, height, and strength are higher than his, which is why he keeps losing. He can copy her techniques, but these physical differences will always make him lose. Lloyd uses biotic growth, strength enhancement, and levitation magic to match Silfa's levels. He starts matching her level and giving her tough competition. They start fighting seriously. Lloyd thinks that he is copying her attack and she is fighting a mirror image. But what if he suddenly made a different move? He releases the trace magic and goes for an attack, feeling sorry for Silfa. But Silfa counters his attack and tells him that she knows he is cheating, and ends the battle with a hit on his head. Silfa says that she already noticed the difference in his attacks, and how he grew the wooden sword and levitated to match the height difference, and was almost able to match the differences in their level. Silfa suddenly becomes happy, saying that he is so amazing and talented that he can use 2 magic spells at a time, which is even difficult for the court's magician. She tells him that she will not force him anymore. He can grow on his own. She blesses him for his future and says she will keep him company. Lloyd finds that she didn't notice his physical enhancement and control magic, as he is using 4 spells at a time, and he will keep it a secret. Silfa takes him to the maid's bath, and the maids are enjoying as Silfa is helping Lloyd to get a bath. However, he wants to study magic. He seems frustrated and asks to be left alone as he can bathe by himself. Silfa refuses and says if she does that, he will go and read books only, instead of taking a bath. Now other maids try to make Lloyd scared. If he behaves like bad boys, then the demon from the forbidden library will gobble him up. Lloyd gets surprised as there's a forbidden library with a demon. They say a long time ago Saloon was nearly destroyed, and after many sacrifices of countless mages, the demon named Grimoire was sealed away in a book, which was kept in the forbidden library. Silfa says it might be a made-up story, even if it's real. What could a demon that's already sealed in a book do? And that's ridiculous. Even Prince Lloyd wouldn't be afraid of him. However, Lloyd seemed afraid, and the maids got worried for him, and everyone asked him to sleep with them if he is afraid. But Silfa says as she is his teacher, he will sleep in her room only. They decide that Lloyd will sleep in the maids' dorms, but Silfa refuses. Lloyd sneaks away from them and gets excited for the underground forbidden library. At night, Lloyd goes down the castle to find the forbidden library and uses an air-class spell, Concealment, to become invisible to others. There are 2 guards there. One of them seems tired, and the other tells him to stay awake, as the demon sealed inside can shake the whole kingdom if it's released. Listening to what the guard says, Lloyd confirms that the library is downstairs. The guards say even if someone passes them to enter the library. Then there is a powerful sealing spell on the entrance which is cast by 10 strong mages to create an unbreakable barrier. However, Lloyd breaks the barriers easily using his magical power and enters the library. It gets him excited as he has been living in the castle for 10 years and found this exciting library today. Lloyd says he will replace the barrier outside the door after reading the books. He sits down to read a book, but suddenly the demon starts moving the book in which he sealed. Grimoire tells him he's impressed as he was able to break the door's seal. Grimoire asks Lloyd to free him in exchange for gold. As the seal is getting weaker with time, it will surely break soon. Lloyd picks the gold and says that the gold is created from dust by creation magic. Lloyd says he is also going to replace the seal once he finishes reading books. He says his study of magic is based outside the kingdom, and he can't let some dangerous demon threaten it. Grimoire says that the magician who sealed him lived centuries ago, and he doesn't have any problem with today's people. However, Lloyd says he doesn't believe him. Grimoire offers him to teach ancient magic that was lost hundreds of years ago, in exchange for breaking the seal, and he thinks Lloyd is interested in it. After hearing about ancient magic, he asks Grimoire if he'll teach him. Grimoire says Lloyd has a lot of potential to learn them. Lloyd remembers what happened in the past, as the leader told him magic will never smile upon a commoner like him. Back to the present, Lloyd tells Grimoire if magic is linked to lineage and talent, then he's a more privileged body than any commoner. Lloyd makes a key with magic and breaks the seal. Grimoire can't believe that Lloyd has broken the seal. Lloyd asks Grimoire to teach ancient magic like he promised, but Grimoire attacks him with Arctis Obscura, a powerful magic attack. However, Lloyd creates a barrier around him to defend against the attack, and gets amazed to see this type of unique spell. He asks Grimoire to show him some more magic like this. Grimoire gets furious and starts attacking him multiple times, but it doesn't make a single scratch on Lloyd's barrier. Lloyd gets excited after seeing the magic and wants to feel the magic by himself. He finds this as a bad habit which can finish him again, but he still picks the magic in his finger and feels the pain and how beautiful it looks. Lloyd asks him to show what else he can do. Grimoire gets angry and starts a dual incantation and makes a powerful fireball attack called Arctis Obscura Forta. Lloyd starts thinking that this attack is stronger as it is a double incantation of the spell, which will lead to more damage. But the attack leaves no damage on Lloyd's barrier. Grimoire is shocked that his most powerful attack can't cause any damage to Lloyd. He praises Grimoire's magic and finds it interesting. He says it must have been a lot of fun to learn magic. Grimoire gets scared and tries to run away, but he's stopped by a barrier. It's created by Lloyd, which stops him from going toward the castle. Grimoire asks if he thinks that he is going to run away, but Lloyd says of course not. He just wants to be careful. As in the past, he made a big mistake, blowing up the castle's rooftop. Grimoire gets angry and plans to attack Lloyd, but Lloyd stops him, saying he already knows that. Lloyd asks him to show his defensive power against his attack. He uses a powerful magic attack called Pilance Insinis on Grimoire. Grimoire is surprised by the power of the attack and gets defeated. Lloyd comes near Grimoire and asks him why he didn't defend. After some time, Lloyd starts restoring the library to its original state. Grimoire calls Lloyd his master and says that he has perfectly restored the room after it had been blown to bits. He says he hasn't met a magician like him before. Lloyd praises him and tells him that demons can't be eliminated with magic. Grimoire replies they don't, but it hurts them. Lloyd wonders how many attacks he can survive, but Grimoire gets scared of him and says he will obey him and serve him as a familiar. Lloyd asks him to turn small and come in his pocket. Grimoire turns small, thinking he will take control of his mind and occupy his body. But after coming close to Lloyd, he starts shaking with fear, as Lloyd's mana is so dense. Lloyd asks Grimoire if he has a cold, but Grimoire says he is alright, and asks Lloyd to call him Grim from now on. He finds Lloyd is sure a monster with high magical powers, and decides to stay obedient as of now. Lloyd is excited as he's going to read magical books in the Forbidden Library. And that's the end of the video. Please comment and let me know which anime recap you'd like to see next. As always, if you liked what you saw, subscribe to the channel. I'll be uploading a lot of videos just like this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, goodbye.